Well, hi there, everybody. Good morning. Meteorologist Travis Klineski here early on this Tuesday morning, coming off of what was an absolutely spectacular day yesterday. In fact, I've got to go back real quick before we move on. Look at the highs yesterday. I mean, it was about as perfect as could be. Mid to upper 70s, no humidity, the winds weren't very strong, and we had a lot of sunshine. I had all my windows open. It was just wonderful out there yesterday, and this is why I called it a top 10 day. There was not much to complain about yesterday's weather, but there's going to be more to complain about in the days ahead. The first thing to complain about for you folks in eastern Nebraska, especially the quality of the air. So this is not a new product, but it's something that you're going to start to see issued by local National Weather Service offices a little bit more. Usually you only see this issued in cities, a lot of places around cities where the quality can get pretty bad due to smog. Well, locally, at least here in Nebraska, not in Kansas, but Nebraska, we're going to start seeing air quality alerts on days where the skies are going to be filled with smoke. Well, already this morning, there's a very, very hazy, smoky sky over the eastern part of the state, even as far west here as Grand Island and Hastings. There are some controlled burns that are ongoing in eastern Kansas this morning. We get those every year this time of the year, and the smoke has moved northward into Nebraska, and so it's very hazy, very smoky, and it can be difficult for those that have breathing difficulties. So it's something where you may want to consider being inside, and you probably don't want to leave your windows open on a day like today. Well, we've got the smoky conditions to the east, a couple of thin cirrus clouds. Otherwise, winds aren't too bad yet, but these are going to begin to pick up today out of the south and southwest. It's on the cusp of between breezy and windy out there. I'm calling it windy, but you could also say just very breezy out there for today. The winds will be up there about 15 to 25 miles per hour out of the south and southwest, which will make it warmer today. Lots of sunshine expected, a few thin clouds. Tonight it stays pretty windy out there through the overnight hours into tomorrow morning, and the winds will actually get worse during the day Wednesday. Stronger winds out of the south and southwest, and those stronger winds will be sticking around Wednesday night into Thursday morning. A few extra clouds out west, closer to this area of low pressure as it approaches, but out ahead of it, again, strengthening winds. The worst winds may actually come Thursday and Thursday night. We may see gusts by Thursday night up over 50 miles per hour. It could be a very windy night out there. Along with that, the system will eventually bring some moisture, some rain and thunderstorms by Thursday night. And then also a cold front will come swinging through here Friday into Friday night, which will eventually bring a bit of a cool down for the end of the week. So first off to the not just the smoky and hazy conditions, but to the actual fire threat today. We have critical fire threat out there for today. So a red flag warning is in place for a large part of the area, starting at noon today, continuing until 9 o'clock this evening. Only places not included are southeastern areas where the humidity might not be quite as low. Tomorrow, not as big of an area, even though it's going to be windier tomorrow because the humidity is going to climb a little bit, but a fire weather watch is in place tomorrow afternoon and evening for areas west and southwest of the Tri-Cities. This will eventually become a red flag warning. Well, no severe weather threats the next few days with the dry weather, so we'll move on to temperatures out there for today. We're going to be warmer out there this afternoon, low to mid 80s for highs. That's a good 20 plus degrees above average in most locations. As we get into tonight, a very mild night. Typical lows this time of the year in the mid to upper 30s. We're going to be in the 50s for overnight lows, maybe a few 40s out west. So a very mild night out there. And then tomorrow, even warmer. Mid to upper 80s for afternoon highs, perhaps close to 90 out west. So, and even northwest Nebraska, where we had all that snow on the ground, all that snow's melted off now in northwest Nebraska, so they can warm up just as much. Tomorrow night, we're looking at a lot of places dropping back into the 50s once again, with 40s out in the panhandle of Nebraska, as cool as 40 in the northwest. But most of us should stay in the 50s for overnight lows. And another very warm day on Thursday, highs well into the 80s once again, perhaps close to 90 once again out west. And then as you go to the northwest, that's the beginning of the cooler air coming in from the northwest. Let's look at the long-range forecast here. And again, you can see the very warm, windy conditions now. Again, not all days are as windy as others. Winds get stronger and stronger and stronger. The worst winds will come Thursday into Thursday night. Also, Thursday night comes a chance of rain and thunderstorms. Chances might be a little bit better west and northwest of the Tri-Cities. We might get a break during part of the day on Friday, and it will begin to cool down. But the latest forecast models have slowed down the cold front a bit, so I have brought this temperature up since yesterday. So now I'm going with lower 70s for highs on Friday. And then later in the day and into Friday night, maybe some more showers and thunderstorms with that front pushing through here, with some lingering showers on the backside of that system into Saturday morning. That should clear out, though, pretty quickly Saturday morning. It'll be a cooler day on Saturday and windy as well, but if that's as bad as we get, that's not too bad. Temperatures then start to come back up Sunday and into Monday. And in fact, in the long range, it looks like it's going to be warm again for next week, although not as warm as these next 3 days, but I'm not going to complain about 70s for highs, as we'll see most of next week here. So let's take a look at some of the long range forecast models here. This is the European. Pretty quiet the next 3 days, just a lot of wind. So we'll kind of skip forward all the way to Thursday evening. Here's that rain and thunderstorm chance Thursday evening into Thursday night. Better chances to the west and northwest, closer to that low pressure system. And then we get a little bit of a break on Friday before more showers and thunderstorms fire up Friday late afternoon into the evening hours. And then some lingering rain possible into Saturday morning, but then clearing out. After that, not a lot going on other than warming up here for the early and middle portions of next week. Maybe some more activity later next week. So if we don't get rain later this week, we're going to be probably missing out on it for a while here. So we could certainly use some much needed moisture here. Here's the GFS forecast model. Again, pretty quiet the next 3 days. The winds will be stronger and stronger and stronger. The strongest winds will actually come Thursday and Thursday night right there on the front side of that system. Again, there's that evening and overnight chance of rain and isolated thunderstorms. And then Friday, maybe a little bit of a break as the cold front and low pressure push through. And then with that swinging through, there's a chance of maybe some thunderstorms firing up towards the end of the afternoon. On the backside, some colder rain and snow. But most of us should miss out on snow, and we'll see the rain and thunderstorms push to the east, maybe lingering to early Friday or Saturday. But for most of us, Saturday it should be dry. Beyond that, pretty quiet weather. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, maybe a system to our south. Wednesday, Thursday, not a lot. Maybe late next week we get a little more activity right in here. We'll see. That's a long ways out. So that's the kind of general trend we're going to be looking at. But enjoy the warmth. If you like summer, the next few days are your days, although certainly a little more wind than we typically get during the summertime. And then again, that slight chance of rain and isolated thunder Thursday night, and maybe a little bit better chance Friday late afternoon into Friday night, possibly lingering to early Saturday here. But again, that cool down doesn't look too bad. It'll start to warm back up, and of course that temperature starts to get critical. That how cold does it get at night when you're starting to run sprinklers and things like that? You're starting to think about planting. Well, hopefully we can keep it above freezing over the next 7 days or so. All right, well, with that, I'm going to let you all go for today. I want to thank you all for watching on this Tuesday morning. I'll see you all again on Wednesday with all of the latest. Take care, and God bless. Bye.